want to discuss to be good. So on Tuesday, my main emphasis was trying to convert you from people who don't learn from experience. Progressing towards being reactive means you are learning from experience, to where you become proactive, and means you do not wait to learn from experience. You study the project well before it ever happens. A proactive person will still have failure, but he will not be surprised by failure, because he had thought about it, had assessed the risk, and went fully knowing what the risks are. Now, because of that, even when something goes wrong, he is able to say it was possible, it could have gone wrong. And because of that, he is ready. Obviously, proper proactive thinking goes to the level where if this happens, this is what I will do. But if this other happens, this is what I will do. Scenario analysis. And therefore, whatever happens, it's okay. Because there are many single people, I give examples. You go to a girl, you have prayed about it, and the only option you have is, she will say yes. If she says no, you hang yourself like the Morana student. Why? Because you are reactive, not proactive. If you are proactive, you would have known she has a right and can choose. And if she chooses to be your future wife, you should not think it's obvious. You should praise the Lord. It's a miracle. Now, if she doesn't, you knew it could happen. And you know, well, some young people think it's only this day, but we went through the same thing in the 70s. I do remember a lady, somewhere in the 70s, really, and that was the toughest I ever faced as a young person, because I was involved in preaching land everywhere preaching. Then I got a message from a mother or a sister we used to preach with. And I wondered, what would the mother be wanting me to say? Why? So I took another brother. It's always important to have somebody in your way. When we reached there, they told us the Holy Spirit had spoken. I'm the one supposed. Now, how do you handle a mother? I know how to handle the daughter. How do you handle the mother? And it was, you sweat. Because she is a dear woman of God who loves the Lord. But this is, that's what the Lord has. I said, unfortunately, Mama, God has not talked to me about yet. So, you'd have to leave me to talk to God. That must have been 78. I have never seen her today. That's more than 40 years ago. Because they created strain. And I have not even seen the daughter after that. Now, those things happen. But the reason they happen is because we have reactive people that are proactive people. If you are proactive, you will be ready. You know, Jesus himself was proactive. He looked at what he was going to face. He analyzed the cross. He analyzed while you are paying. He analyzed what that will mean, and the pain was impossible. So he went to the Father and said, oh, this cup, remove. But because he was proactive, he said, not my will, but yours. It is people who are not proactive run through a very difficult life. And those are the people that are ending up in a lot of shocks. Like you can never imagine you can fail. So when you fail, you give up. And yet, African International University gives you opportunity to repeat, isn't it? But repeating has never entered your mind. So you just say, Mama, I'm not going back. No, pay the school fees. No. I feel like a fool. You are not a fool. Kuteresa, sikuanguka. Am I going to get it? So it's a very, very important issue that we dealt with on Monday. The reason I'm repeating is because I got a friend who told me he was not here on Monday. So on Tuesday, so I want to get it. Then the other thing we discussed was the difference between an optimist, a pessimist, and a realist. And we spent all the time. Now, if I repeat, then I will not go to today's subject. But this morning, I think most of you may have been here this morning. We now moved away from just being proactive to having a plan, something ahead. then you have a vision for which you live the whole of your life. And I'm not very old, but at least since I clarified what my vision was, I have endeavored with God's help to just deal with myself on the basis of that, so that it gives me a clarity on what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I can give an example so that you understand what I'm talking about. When I reached my mid-40s, I was, you start planning for retirement. And I bought some land, and I even started going with my children to teach them how to be good. We are from the land, we are in Nairobi. So we go to plant. And one day, I had planned with my workman how we were going to do it. Then exactly the day we have selected, I got an invitation to talk to Kenyatta University, Christian Union. And it was a struggle. Do I plant potatoes or talk to students? Which do I do? Now, because I'm involving my family, it sounded that, but I asked myself, what is my vision and mission? What do I hear? Is it that I produce a lot of potatoes? Is that what I hear in the 80th birthday? Am I communicating? Because if that's what I hear, Kenyatta waits. I go to plant potatoes. It all depends on your call. Yes. And so I realized that's not my calling. And I abandoned potatoes. I went to speak in KU. And that happened so many times until my family was total confusion. In fact, the other day I went and planted trees, 7 acres of trees. Because you see trees, you start with a little, then they grow on their own. I just go once in a long while and take a little growing. No, but I cannot take my time. And I'm not suggesting there is anything wrong with the family. God may have called you to feed people with potatoes. And you need to do that. If you don't, you are not operating within God's will. You have to identify what your calling is. So we emphasize that it's important for everybody to know. And once you know, helps you to keep. One of the things, the reason why I was trying to farm is because I started wondering, okay, the many things I do don't have money. I look at managers on my level and what they own, and I realize I don't own the kind of things. They will have a better endowment than me. Yet I sense God has called me to this. If I start going to that side, what will happen? I will get the money minus joy and contentment in being where God wants me to be. And so I decided the only investment I can do, and I'm not asking to copy me, I'm just sharing my testimony, is investment that doesn't need my time. If I buy treasury bonds, they never ask me for time. And yet they will give me a return. If I buy shares, they will give me a return. I'm not communicating. So it's important to understand we are not suggesting you don't invest. We are saying you invest within your calling. Am I communicating? So that there is nothing to do not become a burden to society. You still must look after yourself. But you look after yourself within your calling. Am I clear? And I thought I should emphasize that, which is what we emphasize this morning. Incidentally, I ran out of time, but if you have a pen, you can write the following verses that emphasize planning and the importance of looking ahead and planning ahead. So that we are in chapel, it's very important that we spend time on the God's word. Please take 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 19. 1 Chronicles 28, 19. Oh, it's not on the board, Timothy. Because if it's on the board, I don't have to read. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11 and 12. Romans 15, verse 20 to 25. 2 Chronicles 6, verse 8. Then James chapter 4, verse 13 and 15. Still talking about the future. Then Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 7. Then Genesis 41, verse 29 to 30. Then you can skip verse 33 to 37 or skip to verse 41 of Genesis 41. Then you can also find the same message about planning for the future in Proverbs 21, verse 30 and 31. It's the word of God establishes the importance of planning ahead. That if you are not more spiritual, when you're the kind of a person who never knows about tomorrow. Where will you go tomorrow? Wherever the Lord tells you. Why can't He tell you? Now, am I communicating? Yeah, it's not, you are not old here because you don't want God to tell you something about tomorrow. And it's important to understand. So that's what we are saying. We are emphasizing that and taking it to the long distance. We need to go to where we are able, God helping us, to look at the totality of our lives and see what we can do, how we can do about it. Now, in the morning, I spent quite a bit of time talking about vision. Vision. And I established that vision is a summary statement of the impact you have made. And I created about 7 different constituencies. You remember? But there's another way of looking at the same thing. You need to find out. And these are questions that help you to discover what God's calling on your life is. You need to ask yourself, for example, what makes you annoyed? If something makes you annoyed, it's likely to suggest God's calling in your life. For example, you go to a meeting and you hate confusion. It's only you have not been given a permission to organize. But somehow you feel like, have you met people like that? They are always organizing. Even when they have not been necessarily elected. There is somebody with a calling for organization. The Bible calls it a gift of administration. And you need to understand that when you are in a place and you are disorganized, the others may not be asked. God will ask you, how come you are in a disorganized meeting? Because you are supposed to be the organizer. And you are not organizing just to make money. It is just there. You are in your family and you think, when people come, who will sit where? Now my older sister will sit there. But the husband is very big. He can't sit on that seat. Let's put this one. All that before your family arrives. Am I communicating? Other people are just imagine when you arrive, you sit wherever. I mean, you just sit. Why are you organizing? But for you, you have a tendency to organize. You get very, very disturbed by that. There are great opportunity, there are great possibility that God brought you to earth to be a gift to mankind. So that things are organized. Maybe for you, whenever you hear a child cry, it just disturbs you. Not to a child, don't even have any. But somehow, whenever a child is crying, you want to go and help to keep the child quiet. And sometimes you feel like, why am I doing it? But if you don't do it again, you feel unhappy. And you need to understand there may be a possibility that the reason you are born is to help children. Are we together? And for you, it's continuous. It's nothing, it's not just your own. You just want to organize. You see children playing around in the estate and you wonder, surely they are just like sheep without a shepherd. Can I be the shepherd today? And you want to do something that can help children. And you need to be aware that what makes you annoyed. Maybe because you are the answer to the annoyance. Not really. And maybe somebody else is not about the children. It's pain. You hate to see anybody in pain. And so, even if you're not a doctor, you tend to look for a way of, if I pull the chair, will you feel less pain? What can I do? Other people are saying, Paul. Now, but for you it's not Paul. You don't sympathize, you empathize. And the two are not the same. You always put yourself in the shoes of a person who is in pain. And so you are calling in life is to alleviate pain. Another person, his problem is hunger, lack of food, and poverty. And so every time you see poverty, you wonder, what can we do to ensure there is no more poverty? Now that has to do with your calling. And it's important to understand calling is what you feel you are created, what problem. That's a better way of putting it. What problem on earth were you created to solve? You cannot have just one. There's a reason you are born. And you need to find out what is it you are born to solve. Let me tell you something. When you solve it, people will pay you. Nobody is paid for acting. They are paid for removing problems. Am I communicating? Yeah. If you become a teacher, What eats you is you hate ignorance. You know, my daughter had just visited just this afternoon. I had her trying to explain to my grandchild exactly where America is. Now the person is only 3 years. So I said, what a tough job. Now you need to understand. Getting my daughter to understand there are things called continents. My grandchild would know what they are continents. And I thought, wow, how did I deal with her when the mother was the baby? I couldn't remember how I could explain continents. But people that have that kind of feeling for ignorance, they hate ignorance. They're always trying to tell you. And I'm telling our friends like that, who will tell you, Mehuna left yesterday. He is actually where? Now, you haven't asked them, but they just feel like they hate anybody ignorant. They want to give you information free of charge. They hate ignorance. And if you understand, if you don't hate ignorance, you cannot be a good teacher. You cannot be a good teacher. A good teacher is a person who looks at students who are ignorant. You, wow, God, thank you for sending me here. You will no longer be ignorant. And when they leave and they know, he feels very happy. You will not pay him, but he feels he met his calling. Are we together? But let me tell you something. Once you have clarity of your vision, the next thing to answer is mission. What is mission? Mission is what you will do to realize your vision. Vision, I told you, is a noun. Mission is a verb. You must tell me what you intend to do in order to realize your vision. If you are calling, if you are a physical suffering, then obviously it will depend on what will be your mission. And mission has a relationship with the giftings of God. Because if both of us are called to James suffering, James is a doctor. I filled my biology with the growing colors, you know. There's no way his calling is a great suffering. My calling is a great suffering. Our missions will be different. His will be to treat diseases. Mine, I have to look somewhere. Maybe I'm an economist. I have a gift in thinking economics and creating wealth. So, he will be busy treating people whom I have not helped, but will be busy raising the standards. By people becoming richer, having tap water, having, within no time, he has nobody in his hospital. Am I communicating? Both of us are doing exactly, both of us are having the same vision, rather the same vision, but we have different missions. Am I communicating? Yeah. So, for example, you are calling is to deal with ignorance. But unfortunately, when you try your first degree, you have to repeat several papers. And you realize there's no need of torturing yourself. You're not going for a second degree. So the idea of you becoming a lecturer is simply not on. And yet you are calling it to deal with ignorance. What do? You become a financier of the university. And when you finance the university, you are still operating within your calling. I remember that because today there was a newspaper man. Somebody who failed his classwork. Now he's been nominated for a global prize on eradicating ignorance. He has several schools in Nairobi. If you check the Nation today, you'll see the story. He himself never did well, but he is helping. That's the same thing with Gishaba. Is he called Gishaba? Mount Kenya University. He has never helped in any university, but he came up with the idea of starting a university. Now he has one of the biggest private universities in Kenya. Am I right? He is actually doing the same thing with the vice chancellor. He is doing the same thing with the lecturers. He is dealing with ignorance. So as we come to discuss mission, it will be important for you to understand vision is the impact you make. Mission is how you make that impact. Let me suggest, and you don't have to agree with me, let me suggest several ways of identifying who the mission God is calling you. Please, when you have a quiet time when you can pray, sit down and write down 10 things you do well. 10 things you do well. Later we'll see how we can associate it with the vision. But you just write whatever comes to your head. Everything you do well. In other words, you are gifted in. What is it you are gifted in? Now, when you tell me you are gifted in something, it will be important for you to give me evidence. Because there are many people who think they are good at something and they are not good. So if you are good, there will be evidence that you are actually good. Have you done something and people commend you for it? Have you done something and the results are good? Have you done something? There is something none of us does not have a gift. Every one of us has a gift. And even the person who never passes his exams, there is something they are gifted in. And that's why parents have to be really advised. Because they make children that cannot pass exams to look at not gifted. As if academic is the only gifted. The girl who cannot pass an exam, she makes Uganda and the whole family. And it's a gift. Try to do the Uganda and you as will be half soil and half. Now you need to understand there is a gifting. So when it's about gifting, it doesn't have to be just academic. What is it you do? And there's another one whose gifting is whenever you believe there is a child and they try to talk to the child will leave the mother to come to you. You don't know what, but it's something you do. And children seem to be able to like you and to be with you. Isn't that a gift? So we are saying, list 10 things you do well, and you have evidence that you actually do them well. Why am I giving this exercise? Because some things, even if we try to do, we are not good at. Can you imagine? My grandchild at 3 years, the other day drew a picture, and I had to admit to my wife, the grandmother, I can't draw this. Whenever I try to draw a person, the head is bigger than this. Now, you need to understand, and I know that because I tried to do art in high school, and I realized I don't know. This is somebody who has not gone to school, and who has been drawing. I'm not communicating. So you need to understand that it is not something you put in yourself. It is something God has given you. And He cannot have given you for nothing. It's likely to suggest the vision you have in life. Exercise number 2. Ignore the first exercise. Go to exercise number 2. Exercise number 2. Write 10 things you enjoy doing. Some of the things you are gifted in doing, you simply don't enjoy them. Am I right? Do you have things like that? I keep saying, you should do that, you should do that. But you don't have any interest in it. I'm not talking about interests. And I'm talking about things you enjoy doing. And you don't have to be good at them. The critical thing is not that you are good. You have to exercise to finish. Here, you are only listing the things you enjoy doing. Things you have interest in. 10 things. Again, why am I using it? Because interest cannot be explained. It has something to do with, part of it is culture, part of it is DNA, that makes you like certain things others don't like. You know, sometimes, and this is not a very good example, I watch people fighting over Manchester and all those teams, and I ask, you are Kenyan, yes. If Manchester wins, what has that to do with you? Now, but you see, I have to be very careful not to say it because people will fight me. Because for them, if Manchester loses, they can't sleep that night. Why? I have no idea. I'm not going to get it. And I still remember when I used to work for Shell in the regional office covering 10 counties. During one of the World Cups, as I moved from one country to the other, I discovered there is no board meeting that will start until we said something about who played last night. And I discovered if I'm not leading the meeting, although I'm not interested in the thing, 22 people just in one row. Now, since I am not interested in the thing, but for the sake of peace, and that's what they want to do for what they call ice breaking, I will see the repeat of the game. You know, they normally say where they're passing. And I could see so and so is the one who hit, and they hit from the left, and they hit the right. Now I can talk like I know. But the idea of 90 minutes watching the same thing, that I'm not on. But I discovered there are people interested. I'm not communicating. So you need to understand that the other person's interest is not wrong. It's simply you don't have the same interest. And because there is no other explanation I can give, I believe it has something to do with God creating interest in you. Are we together? So you need to sense that God will be telling you something about the mission simply by the kind of interest that He's giving you. We have 2 exercises. Let me give you the third one. The third exercise. Please list for me 10 things you have done, not because you are gifted, not because you enjoy, but because you have a sense of conviction. And sometimes there are things you feel like, I'll do it. If I don't do it, I'm not serving the Lord. So it's more of a conviction that you are gifted. It's more of a conviction that you have an interest in. And I'm sure as I talk about that, you know a number of things you have done and you only did them because you felt God was asking you to do it. Conviction. 10 convictions, 10 things you have done. And it's only because you sense a conviction. Now you've done 3. Now, just like we say in the morning, place them on a table and look through them. Find out if there something repeated in all the 3. Because there are things you are good at, you also enjoy, and sometimes you do it out of conviction. Out of the 30 items you have listed, most likely only 3 or 4 will be repeated. There needs, you need to start praying about it. Because chances are, what is repeated in the 3 is telling you what you need to use to reach your vision. Are we together? It will be important that you understand that. So mission is what you are going to do in order to realize that the vision. And you need to be aware of it. So do not mix vision and mission because they are not exactly the same. It will be important that you see them as different. The third thing that we were talking about, vision, mission. If you are going to live your life for a purpose, because it's the topic I was given, you need a vision, you need a mission, you need a set of core values. Core values. Why do you need core values? What are core values? A value is something you hold so dear that when you break it, you become uncomfortable. That's what a value is. It's something within you. You know, like you hate to hurt somebody. So you do anything to hurt yourself rather than hurt them. That's a value you have. Now, most consultants will tell you don't look for more than 6. Because by the time you reach the 10th one, they are not values, they are desires. Now, for it to be a value, it means that you are totally uncomfortable if you break that value. And it's important to know what are those values. What are values in this planning, strategic planning for remember we talk about strategic plan for an individual. What are values? Why are they called core? They are so central to you. You are saying, I would rather not reach my mission and vision other than break it. That means you can see God has got you over there, but to reach there, I have to break a value. Then you say, I would rather not reach there. Rather than break the value. And that's what I'm saying, you shouldn't have too many because a value is a value. It tells you, you can go there, but not pass here. The value of this side, and the value of this here, you're only allowed to pass here. Then you walk over that side and it sounds like it's a better place, but it's outside your values. Values are barriers within which you operate. Put it a different way, you are willing to lose your price rather than break your value. What are those values? And you need them. My prayer is your values to come from the Bible. Because the Bible gives us what God regards as valuable. Are we together? And I hope your values will be there. And one of my values, one of my critical values is to be Bible-based. That means, even when I don't agree with the Bible, I can say, surely, that doesn't make sense. I still obey the Bible. Even if the Bible will stop me going where I'm supposed to go, I would rather not go there, but rather obey the Bible. That becomes a value, isn't it? And it's important to ask yourself whether that is something you have. What are they? Don't write something as a value if you can override it. It's only a value if you are willing to fail rather than pass. Maybe for you, a biblical marriage is It's a value. People can come proposing to you. You measure them by the criteria of the Bible. Are we together? And doesn't matter how nice they are. She went to lose that one. How can I do? Oh yeah, it's breaking my value. I'd rather he takes off. Now that's what we are talking about, values. And you need to have them. Many people unfortunately have no values. So they can move every direction. Let me tell you, when you have values, you are predictable. Because people can do, don't bother asking Anna, and then it can't work. I still remember I was appointed by the government more than 25 years ago. I was appointed by the Moi government to be a director in one of the parastatals. And I was walking on the street on Harvey Avenue, and I bumped into somebody and said, hey, Nana, we saw, because it appears in the Kenya Gazette. We saw you have been appointed director. Oh, you saw it? Yes. But we were speaking with another friend of yours. And we said, for now to be appointed is useless. I said, why? You know you will not know anybody. Now you need to understand. These are my own personal friends who are saying they are happy to hear I've been appointed, but disappointed that it's a useless appointment. Why? They are not going to benefit in any way. I said, you mean I'm not predictable? Yeah, we know you. We know you. I'm not communicating. You know there are three benefits out of that. Number one, nobody tempted me, and I was dealing with a paracetamol that had billions of shillings. And many opportunities for Kenyans. Not a single person came for help. I'm getting my point. They gave up before starting. And so that meant it didn't bother me. Number two, when you are predictable, it also puts brakes on you, isn't it? Because you know nobody expects you to go that route. Even your own temptation, you have to help yourself. You can't help others, but you can't also help yourself either. And so you are able, you have fortitude to be able to say. So values, I know I'm taking a bit of time, but values are a very critical issue you need to deal with. When you live a life, and if I ask you the 6 values to live by, you have none. It means you can be moved in the time. That's why you find many people, when they were in the university, they were serious Christians. They go working, and there's nothing that church they don't care. Because basically there's nothing to hold them. Nothing to hold them. They can go any direction. And I thought, when you're talking about living a life of purpose, the only way you can do that is if you have clear values that are holding within your purpose. Are we together? So you need to ask yourself, spend time. And in all these exercises I'm giving you, it's not an intellectual exercise, it's a prayer exercise. You are seeking the mind of God in those ones. And it's important to before the end of it, since you have discussed now, when is the semester ending? James? In April. Before April, I would suggest that you write down confidential lists of more than 6 values that you are ready to live for and you are ready to die for. What are those values you are ready to live for and you are ready to die for? Those are the ones that will help to keep you in the straight and the narrow, right into your future. And it's a very important thing to ask yourself whether that's what's over. People who live like that, I repeat, are people that you'll be able to move. You know why? Once you are within your barrier, then you don't move everywhere. You know you can go towards your direction very, very easily. If you're in a marriage, of course you also need to influence each other on those values, because it's very difficult to live your values if your spouse doesn't believe in them. So you need to ask yourself, do you have religious beliefs that you can fight for? What is really important to you? Ask yourself, what do I really want to be in life? What do I really want to do in life? What do I really want to have in life? You know, one of the ways of measuring people's value is to ask them to define success. Your definition of success will affect your vision, mission, and values. Because you see, if you believe success is having many cows, doesn't matter how big, then basically Every time you see yourself with 10 cows, you die before the cows die. Because you feel like you have no life. What is success defined by? Is success defined by marrying a figure eight? Then every figure eight walks, you will follow them by the nose. They can pull you by the nose. Because for you are not successful unless you marry figure eight. Oh, somebody with money, it has your value, it will trade you. A brother comes saying 1940, you look around, you look at the shoe and it's nothing, you say no. You are the wrong type of a person. Oh, because your value is money. I'm not kidding. It's important to ask yourself those questions and establish success. You are dependent. How will you know you are successful? If you have that question, I can even find out whether you're walking with the Lord or not. You see, Steve Covey, in the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, argues that success cannot be measured by somebody else. Why? You put a ladder on a wall, you are competing, and you're supposed to go over the wall. You put a ladder on the wall, you climb quickly, only at the top to discover the other land is not where you are. That's not what you are located. In the meanwhile, somebody on another wall, his wall, is not your speed. They are going up slowly as you are going down. If you are seen at the top, people say you are afraid, you are a success. But the guy lower level is very ahead of you because he's on the right wall. The most important thing is find out which wall I should be putting my ladder on. That's why it's important to understand what's my vision. Because that's the ladder, that's the wall. You know, success is only measured by God. In other words, God created you to achieve a vision. How far you have achieved that vision measures your success. That means you may be very rich, but if God had called you for something else, the whole community will be talking about how successful you are. But because there is still a vacancy in your calling, God regards you as a total failure. I'm not going to get it. That's why it's a meaningless thing to start saying, you know, so and so was my classmate. He is so successful. First of all, sit down with him and ask him, what has God called him to do? Then you now measure whether he has done what God called him to do. For success your success is not my success. That's why it's a joke to compare yourself with somebody else. Because God has created you differently. So when you're talking about vision and walking by your vision, measure your success by how well you're fulfilling the vision, not comparing the others. You know, I don't know if I've used this example before, but I wrote the book I wrote called The Christian Professional. I gave a Ugandan to read, and he's not born. I was doing a petroleum workshop, so it's nothing to read. But then I told my participants that if they do a certain thing, I'll give them a prize. Now, when the person, the Ugandan God who did it, and I gave him my book, The Christian Professional. Then, yeah, no, you're right, because they only think I do oil, so that's what they think I'm able to consult on. So they, hey, you read you right? I said, no, because it was a class and all kinds of people. I said, read fast, then I'll allow you to talk to me. Then I forgot about it. One day, he was going back to Uganda and rang me. I was doing a consultancy somewhere, got a guy. And he told me, I must meet you today. I said, I'm very far from Nairobi. He said, no, I'm going away tomorrow, I must meet you today. So we had to agree how to meet. We finally met in Ajaba. As soon as I appeared, he said, why did you write the book about me? I said, sure, this book was written before I met you. And I said, so he had underlined. The one area I remember him questioning me on is how I'm an Anglican from Uganda, I'm a Christian, but the way you are describing a lukewarm person, I seem to fit there. But unfortunately, I don't understand the argument. You are saying that the lukewarm person is worse than the old one. Is that fair? How can I be worse than the gross in the wedding? Me, I'm in charge, I'm baptized, I'm confirmed. I said, by the way, you are giving credit to wrong. It is the Bible. It's the Bible that says there are 3 temperatures to be on. Hot, lukewarm, or cold. When Jesus was giving the evaluation He said first, he wants them hot. Second, he wants them cold. Last, lukewarm. In fact, he said, if you are lukewarm, I'll throw you out of my mouth. So in his evaluation, you are better off cold than lukewarm. Am I communicating? So if you are lukewarm people here, they are bad. But you need to understand, as I was talking to him about it, it really started in my mind how important it is. A lot of our comparisons is because you don't understand some science. In science, a boiling point is not the same for every substance. Water, what's the boiling point of water? 100. Now, what about porridge? Is it raw or higher? Higher. No, it must be higher. You require more heat for porridge to start boiling than for water. Am I right so far? Yeah. Now, I'll call you water, milk. Now, is that higher or lower than water? What milk? When you heat milk and you're heating water, which starts boiling fast? Milk. So it's lower. So let's say 120, 150. So when God tells these people to be hot, He just means 50. So you don't have to be 51. Once you are 50, you are pleasing the Lord. When God says be hot, it's just 100. For you, my brother, you have to be 120. It's all very unfair. So when this guy is at 50, the one at 110 is at 110, says surely that guy is certainly going to well. Now, how? What he doesn't know is he says, well done. You are hot. Enter your master's rest. He says, you look well. I'll put you out of my. Say, but God, I am 100 and. No, 10. You're not reaching 20 yet. I'm 110. How can you? No, you see, I know how I treated you. I treated you as Mr. Porridge. And Mr. Porridge, I may give you a boiling point 120. But you are 10. So you are not yet reached your boiling. So you are lukewarm. It's me who treated it. And I knew you have the capacity. Now I knew I didn't give you that capacity. I'm happy at 50. That's the thing you need to understand. That's one of the worst things you can do to your success in life is compare yourself with others. Compare yourself with your sister. Compare yourself with your brother. They are different. Different boiling points. So when you start measuring success by comparing yourself with others, you are not very clever. Because, and I hope my illustration has helped, you need to understand we are different. Different in the nature you have been created, different in our calling. So do not start thinking, hey, even the kind of house I live in, I am better than you. And how are you measuring it? I'm not communicating. Because if the Lord calls you to do ministry in Kibera, it will be wrong to stay in Abington. Because you will not be able to minister to them. Am I communicating? So you find someone living in Kibera, not because if he did a different thing, he would not live in Abington, but because his calling is in Kibera. Am I communicating? I know you are saying, God, don't call me there. But it's important to start understanding. When you operate within your calling, you will be very happy in Kibera, contented in Kibera, feeling successful in Kibera. If you go to Abington and God has called you to Kibera, you will never sleep at night. Because you know you are not being where God wanted you to be. Am I clear? So it's important to start understanding that the idea of a comparison is something that you use a waste of time. You can't tell me I'm a success against somebody else. I have to be success against myself, not against somebody else. And that's one of the things I don't want to accept to take credit for it. But when I left the primary school in 1967, it's the last time I was ever put in class by position. This will be your number 1, number 2, number 3. I came to high school to find a teacher, a British teacher, who said he doesn't want us to compare ourselves with others. And he said the report form at the end of the term would have 3 columns. Your mark for continuous assessment, your mark for end of term. And the third column was called improvement, percentage improvement. He wrote a letter to our parents to ignore the first columns. What matters is the third one. If you had a A last term and a B plus this term, your improvement column will be going down. So the parents, when you see somebody going down, you have no idea how far they will go down. Those are the people to deal with. If I had a D last term, I have a C now, my improvement column will be in green. Am I right? In the process, he told the parents, what matters is he's on his way up. And we stayed in school from Form 1, I stayed there from 1 to 4. And I never knew my position all my 4 years. Because the report form never compared students. It compared you against you last time. Am I communicating? And you start thinking that because you are not competing, you don't do well. And to my surprise, in 1971 when I did my Form 4, in those days, the results used to be put in the nation newspaper. Because there were not many high schools. So all results for the whole country used to appear. So in your village, people did not ask what you got, they would read it in the newspaper themselves. And to my surprise, after 4 years of thinking how foolish I am, because I'm not improving as fast as I can, I discovered in a class of 1 to 5, I was in the top 5. Wow. And I realized, you mean this thing once, you can actually do well without competing against anyone. I'm not communicating. So ignore them. It's not important. Just compete against yourself. Because your calling is not a public calling. It's individual calling. So don't worry what the others are doing. The others may be doing better in a certain area. My wife is a lecturer in the university told me how she read something that was made her laugh. She read that the lecturers were told, when you are talking to your students, be very, very helpful to the A student. Because as an A student, he will soon be teaching with you. So treat them well. They are your teacher mates. Am I communicating? It's only now. Because you see, you are teaching them 4th year. The following year they are doing masters. In 2 years, they have a master's. So 2 years after you taught them, they could be accepted as they are doing their PhD. Am I communicating? So you need to be very careful with A, because they are your future lecturers. But you also need to be very careful with the C student. Why? He's unlikely to teach, but he's the one who will be raising funds for university. Because you see, once the teacher becomes a teacher, this is a guy that will go to business. Am I communicating? And if you treat them well, his donations will come to AIU. Am I communicating? So you must be careful with all students, irrespective of the grade they become. What you need to be worried about is not the grade the student gets, it's where they're working hard. You go through all the scriptures, there is no reward for the results. The reward is working hard. Go to Matthew chapter 25 and you see the talents, the guy who came back with 10, with the 4, and with 1. The ones who came with Matthew 25, the one who came with the 10, the reward was, well done, good and faithful servant. You would have assumed that the guy with the rest will get a worse thing. He got verse 21 and verse 23, read exactly, copy-paste. The guy with all the 4 was also told, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into your master's rest. Not communicating. That way God show it. He does not reward output. He rewards integrity and hard work. Am I communicating? So you need to get your children to understand that it doesn't matter. Your son may get a B plus, but he is A material. But for so lazy, he got a B plus. You should be very worried. It's true you make it to the university. It's true you do the whichever degree he wants. But in him is a weakness that will win. He will get a degree, but he will never make it in life because of laziness. So what worries you, and it's important to understand, is success should be measured by your calling, number 1. Number 2, not by comparing yourself with others, because it's not worth comparing. Are we together? And it's important to understand that I have to leave a few minutes for us to have questions. But I also wanted to read something I should have read on Tuesday. Exodus chapter 31, verse 1. Exodus chapter 31, verse 1. Then the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah." Verse 3 is what I want you to note. "And have filled him with the Spirit of God, skill, ability, and knowledge in all kinds of craft, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of craftsmanship." Whenever we pray for people to be spirit-filled, it's to go to preach. These people were spirit-filled to be carpenters. Have you read that? They feel like a waste of the spirit. Because sure, how do you feel somebody's spirit just to draw or just to do something? Now, you need to understand, unfortunately, this is not emphasized a lot, that in God's economy, He is the one who calls people and fills them with the spirit for what they are to do. Instead of congratulating these guys for being a good artist, He takes the credit. I'm the one who has filled them with skill. I filled with the Holy Spirit and skill. Now, when you understand that concept, you start understanding what I was saying on Tuesday. That God's call is not just to pastors. Every career requires calling and anointing. Are we together? You need to be anointed to teach. You need to be anointed to be an administrator. You need to be anointed to be a finance officer. You need an anointing. If a craftsman requires anointing, sure, an accountant requires anointing. I'm not communicating. And it's important to understand that what we are saying is, once you are clear that you are doing accounting in order to fulfill God's vision for your life, then you seek anointing from Him. And He is going to make you the kind of accountant that will bring glory to God. I thought I needed to read it. But the same thing in Exodus 28, verse 3. Exodus 28, verse 3 says, "Tell all the skilled workers, in whom I have given wisdom in such matters." In other words, not that they are clever. God is the one who has given them skill in such matters, that they are to make garments for Aaron for his consecration, so he may serve me as a priest. So you go to a tailor. He's anointed to do tailoring. No wonder your dress comes out so well. Now you need to understand it clearly. I don't know what happened and why it came. That we started saying the person preaching is anointed, the one tailoring is not anointed. And I told you that somewhere in the church history, something went very wrong. Went very well. Because now we come like this. They do now have jobs that are called secular and others are called spiritual. But you realize the Bible doesn't have that differentiation. All jobs are spiritual if you are spiritual. All jobs are secular if you are secular. What determines whether it's secular or spiritual is not the job itself, but the doer. And so you need to hear God's voice. Whichever area He's actually calling you to be in. And that will be important. You know, every person has to succeed in his personal life. But he also has to succeed in his family life. And these are responsibilities that you cannot delegate. They need to be yours. Our priorities in life are the very things that we cannot delegate. The things God has called you, only you can do. What does it profit to gain the whole world and lose your own soul? What does it profit to gain the whole world and lose your own family? We remember earlier we said God calls you to your family, isn't it? And it's important to ask yourself, how are you dealing with that? Let me, as I finish, talk about success and significance. Humans share a sense of calling to succeed. But I have now defined for you what success is. But beyond success is something we call significance. We must move beyond this success to significance. True success is measured by the value we add to the lives of others. In other words, any calling is not about yourself. Every vision you get must talk about the need in others that you need to fulfill. You know, one of the things that confuses people is you are called to serve the Lord. But you know, it's not difficult to serve the Lord. It's impossible. You can never serve the Lord. He never needs food. There is absolutely nothing you can do to serve the Lord. Whenever we say we are serving the Lord, we are serving God's people. You can never serve God himself or help do it. It's very important to understand. You need to get that into your mind. That serving the Lord means serving God's people. That means if I'm an accountant and I'm helping to organize your books, I am serving God by helping you. Because without you, you lose money. Without me, you lose money. So I do the mathematics right. So you need to get that into your mind. All of us are called to serve God by serving people. So if what you are doing is not benefiting mankind, it cannot be within God's calling. If what you are doing is benefit yourself, it's not God's calling. Are you aware that there is no fruit tree that eats its own fruit? Just here, you are going to us in the mood last December. There is something, a fruit they call plum tree. You remember? Plums. You can see the tree almost breaking down with the fruit. Unless somebody eats it, they finally drop and rot. The tree never eats them. You need to understand your life is of no benefit to you. Your life was created for benefit to others. And if you want to know that, go to the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 14. And he is saying very clearly that every gift we are given is for the benefit of the church. Are we together? You are never given a gift to benefit yourself. So when we are talking about this calling, it must be something in others that God is sending you to do. In other words, serving as you serve people. Are we together? So that, and that's very useful, because if people don't thank you for serving them, after all, you are not serving them, you are serving God. You are able to continue because you are serving God, and it's important that that is understood. So, true success is not determined by how much you possess. Your bank account is not measured by prestige, how famous you are. It's not even measured by power, how powerful you are. Especially because all that is to you. Possession, to me. Prestige, to me. Power, to me. That's not success at all. But let's move to the significance. It is in empowering others that we gain significance. Because significance is not that success. It's God's success. It is what will make you be remembered. Are we together? And you know, sometimes we think that if we have many children, we'll be remembered. My grandfather died when he was over 100. I still remember bumping into one of the great grandchildren. And I said, your mother's grandfather is alive, you never see him. He said, but I never got to greet my grandmother. My mother's mother. In other words, that guy was killed, we're alive. My grandfather was dead, we're still alive. Now that means your great grandchildren can ignore you when you are still alive. If they are ignoring you when you are still alive, what's after you die? You remember a guy from South Nyanza was called Okuku? He had so many children, but already you asked him, who is that? There was another guy called Carrie Francis who used his life to help Maseno High School and Alliance High School. By the time I had Alliance, he had retired. Do you know something? Up to now, every one of the people who are in the leadership initiative who talk about you find Carrie Francis' name in the book. He never got married. He was actually teaching in Cambridge before coming. Then he felt the call of God to be a missionary. Came to Maseno Primary School, don't know high school. And it's in Maseno Primary School, he wrote a curriculum for mathematics. And so all of us, including me, when we were in primary school, we used to do Carrie Francis maths. That influenced the whole country. Then he grew from Maseno to Alliance High School. And all the great were his. In fact, if you ever get a picture of Jomo Kenyatta's cabinet, 1963, about 60% of all the people in the cabinet were his boys. Yet he never got a single child. I'll get to my point. That's what it means significance. Significance is not just success for yourself. Significance is having impact on others that remains even after you die. Do you want to be remembered? Not through your children. It is through making impact. I'm not going to get it. And that's why the emphasis now is you must have a vision that you're living for. But I want to emphasize significance is how let me just finish with this. Characteristics of people who are operating within their call. Number one, they are serving a cause bigger than themselves. That's how you know very well that basically we are dealing with something. Number two, they are serving other people's interests. Number three, they are inspired. You can always tell this is a teacher and this is a called teacher. Because one is earning a salary, the other one has a calling. And you can always tell why they are like doing something beyond themselves. They are interested in the students and they have an inspiration in what they are doing. And that will be important for you to ask. Number four, they have a passion. Whatever they do a passion. And number five, they're infectious. You work with them, and the things they value, you also start valuing. Am I communicating? So it's important to, as we are talking about, how do you know that what you are doing is something you are called to do? These things will be true of you. Number six, they are single-minded. In other words, they can see wonderful opportunities over, but they just ignore them. They stick with their calling. They are single-minded. And then number seven, they are wholehearted in what they are doing. And I think that will be an important thing. I finish by asking, what are barriers to a person discovering his purpose in life, his life's calling? Number one is fear of failure. You can sense God is calling you there, but that's too big. Now, if God is calling you, He will give you the ability to achieve it. Are we together? Number two is employment. Like you're employed by a company that is paying you so much money. It's difficult to leave it because all the companies pay less. So even if God is calling, you look at the salary, you look at what they are offering, and you say no. Money can make you a prisoner. You do something that is very satisfying, but you are doing it because where God has called you, you don't think you can make it. So you need to ask yourself, is that what is interfering with you? The other thing that can give you trouble is your course. You came to this campus, you are doing a certain course, and it has narrowed your mind to think that that's what you are supposed to do. Please remember, and I said it before, let me remind you, what you do in the university is just to give you a discipline for study. That's why after you get your first degree, the chancellor will say, I give you power to read, because you have been reading illegally. Now, you need to understand, once you have your first degree, you are now free to study. Do not let your first degree condemn you to something God has not told you to do. And do not abandon the course. Finish it, because its use is not in the certificate, it is in the discipline of study. Once you have first degree, you can study anything. You now can know that you can pass, and you'll be involved in it. I talk like this at Kenyatta University. I normally run career days in the university. So I was running a career day. And I talk like that, and we normally have plenary sessions, then we divide into groups. I told students, don't go to a group because that's what you are studying. Go to a group because you have interest. You know what they're talking about? Yes. One boy came and said, I'm doing, I think, mathematics or some science. But if truth be told, I like communication. Do I go? Say, yeah, let's go. When he went there, he found another friend of mine who was with me at Alliance, was then the director of FIBA Radio. And he questioned him, he said, we have no training in this. He said, we don't need training, we need gifting. And it was a fourth year, he was about to finish. So the man told him, once you are through, please give me a call. Sure enough, he gave a call. And my friend sent him to Baraka FM in Mombasa. He was interviewed. And they found he is the right kind of a person. He said, don't worry about what you studied. We'll train you. And Baraka started training. Ever heard of a guy called Diema? Yes. That was the boy I'm talking about at Kenyatta University. Now he's a well-known name all over. He has worked for Standard, worked for whatever, but it's okay. That's not what he studied. And I can quote case upon case When you sense God's calling, you go there. It will be easier to read it, easier to study, and you have a passion for it. So you need to ask yourself. That's why this is a very important discussion. And don't worry, you're a fourth year. Finish. Do well. And then ask yourself, what am I supposed to be involved in? You might end up doing something that has nothing to do with your degree. The important thing is, are you doing something that is meeting your calling? Are we together? So, employment can be a problem, but I'm also saying academic training can narrow you. It just holds you. Me, I'm a teacher. Are you? You're not a teacher because of training. You're a teacher because of calling. And you must differentiate training and calling. And I think that will be an important thing. But sometimes the barrier is lack of support. You don't have somebody you can talk with. Lack of a mentor, lack of a coach, lack of material resources. But the worst of all is imitating others who are not imitating Christ. That will certainly mess you up. And it will be very important. So, we finish with useful questions for identifying your calling. What are you good at? What have you dared to do? What are you passionate about? What are you enjoying doing? I think we went through those questions. What do you find disgusting and intolerable? What one thing would you want to sacrifice your life in changing? All those are things that would help you. If you are given only 2 more years to live, what things would you do differently? What would you stop doing? What would you start doing? I've only 2 years. There's something you have not yet done, and you feel you would have to start with. If you are given the opportunity to write your own eulogy, and I think I gave you the exercise of birthday rather than eulogy. If you had your own way, with no barriers, what would you commit to as your personal life calling? Money is not an issue. What would it take to make this a reality in your life? And we can go on. And let me just allow, we have 2 or 3 minutes. Now, if I have said something that has confused you, I don't want to go before I am confused you. So, you have another mic? Yeah, so that you don't have to come to the front. Maybe I can have this one. And then you can walk. Wow. So I better go walk with this one. Something I have said, which I need to clarify, or something I have said, or something I should have said and I never said. So you want to tell me, why don't you cover this before we go? It's about time. Or something blessed you, and you just want me to know how it blessed you. So it doesn't have to be, it's a comment, it doesn't have to be a question.
Okay, I have observed you for some time.
Observed me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was in Mary University.
Oh, okay.
You once came to preach on technology.
Yes, I know it.
And you once came to preach to us in Chicago University. There was a dedication.
Come together, focus day.
Yes. And I have really admired your life. How you have been in the corporate world, yet balancing and being able to fulfill your purpose of inspiring people's lives. And you are a great example to us.
Praise the Lord.
Thank you very much, Uncle John. We are really blessed.
I'm Uncle John in Sudan.
Yes.
I'm actually been struggling with a certain situation in my life. And you have answered that
Praise the Lord.
properly.
Praise the Lord.
When I studied, I was good in physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. And I found that it is not what God called me to do. I struggle with many people that you need to go and study medicine because you are medicine licensed. And I did see that in my life it is relevant to me. I said I have to serve the Almighty God, to share His word with His people, not to sit down and struggle to wait for those who want to see me instead of myself going to see others. Then I made that. It was a big trouble to my own friends, relatives, and also the rest of the people. Why did you waste this time to study very hard, a successful student in sciences, and you result in studying theology? I thank God so much that you have clarified this. It was actually a conviction, and I have been struggling with it, and I thank God that I moved to the right direction. Not what I can do well using my intellect. I must use my emotional intelligence to serve my own community.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Amen. Who wants to be the last talk? Yeah, so we have two. Oh, there are three.
Thank you very much. I was very encouraged and very happy for this section. My question goes like this. I have this question. I want to become an engineer. But I am not actually doing it in that particular field. But that actually is my passion. I decide, but nothing I do actually make it.
Takes you that direction.
Exactly. So now what should I do?
Obviously, you are not here when we began.
I was here.
Why you? Because we said the vision is clear. Now, what we are discussing is a career. And a career is not a vision. So don't worry about engineering. First of all, find out what is your calling. You are never called to engineering. You are called to deal with a problem in society. Once you satisfy it, then you find out, is engineering the only way of achieving the other one? Unfortunately, there is so much emphasis. You are finding small standard one children being asked, what do you want to become? And they give a big name, and they have no idea what they are saying. You know, it's accurate child abuse to ask a child of 5 years what they want to become in life. Because you see, you don't have the data. All decisions are based on data. Does the boy have data? Now, if you came, I started school in 1958. If you came to my school, my primary school, and asked me what I wanted to become, would you like to know what I wanted to become? A tractor driver. Because you see, in the village, the tractor driver was an engineer. Am I communicating? So we need to kill the idea of careers as calling. Career is not calling. So career, you cannot do it until you are 60. But you might live to be 90. What will you be doing? You need to first of all establish what is your calling. And your calling can be fulfilled by several careers. That means you can be an engineer for 3 years, then be something else for another 4 years. You can change your careers, but you're not changing your calling. Am I communicating? It's important to see that. Number 3, your job. Your job is not your career. You can be in the same career and keep changing jobs. When that is the thing. So we need to find out, and maybe we need to meet one-on-one. We need to find out, is that a calling or a career? Because when it's a calling, engineering will not appear there. It's always a need in people, which can be sorted out by engineering. Am I clear? And I'm very grateful for your question because it's helping me to clarify the issue. So you must see what need in the world were you created to solve. But maybe engineering is something you enjoy. But then I told you to have another 10, another 9. So if engineering is something you enjoy doing, what else do you enjoy doing? And you'll discover there are more. But if you grow up with people talking about something, sometimes you think it's the only one. One thing I am clear about is that if God has called you to something in your mission, there will be something He has gifted you in that you are able to do. So, for example, if God, you want to be a doctor. Why do you want to be a doctor? To alleviate suffering. Then you fail in biology. It doesn't mean you change your calling. It means you know God does not want you to do it through medicine. Am I communicating? Yeah, so you still must fulfill your calling. You will still fulfill it even if you fail in biology. But sometimes we look at as being a doctor as the calling. Whereas being the doctor is not the calling, is a mission towards a calling. Are we together? So that's what you need to find out. What is it that you feel? And you'll discover whatever it is your calling is, there are many ways of achieving it, not just one way. And so when this one doesn't work, like now you grow older, and there are certain things your body cannot allow you to do, but you still must continue with your calling. You will still do the calling. So, but we need to deal with. But what came to my mind immediately is there may be a confusion between career and calling, and the two are not the same. Your career should help you to fulfill your calling. Your job should fit in your career and fulfill you. So the critical thing is, what is it you are created to achieve? Then you can do many things, and you'll still be happy that you are within your calling. That's a very, very good question. But we need to. There was somebody else.
Okay, my question will come from what we discussed on Tuesday.
Okay.
On Tuesday, there was some term, the term that we talk about being pessimistic, being optimistic, and realist.
Yes.
There are some that have been told that how always be optimistic about what you are doing. And I came to understand being optimistic means things are going my way. On Tuesday, he told us that those who are optimistic cannot be Christian and have been a Christian before. Now the question is, I believe so that I become optimistic that something might happen and it must happen as I believe it. Now being realist come in, how do I balance that I was a Christian who was optimistic and I want you to be a Christian who is realistic?
That's an easy one. Why easy? Because I said a realist is an optimist who is also pessimist. I said a realist is a pessimist who is also an optimist. So we are not telling you not to be an optimist. We are telling you that is level one. You must go beyond. In other words, there's something higher. This is going to happen. But you should not stay there. Ask yourself, what can go wrong? But optimists don't want to do that. But the truth is, look at your own life. There are many things you have been optimistic about and they never happened. How do I know that? Because if Jesus could allow them not to happen, He is praying, remove this cup from me. Yet not my will, but was the cup removed? So, for somebody to tell themselves that everything they want to happen is not to be a Christian. Because Christians always leave the last word to God. Do you see why I was saying it's not Christian? Because an optimist cannot see anything going wrong. But the truth is, sometimes God wants something to go wrong for your sake. Romans 8:28 is one of the passages quoted by optimists. All things will work. Now, you know, can somebody read the verse for us? Because the way it is quoted is not in the Bible. Can somebody just read it for us? Just stand up and you tell us which version. Stand up and read it. Romans 8:28.
And we know that in all things God work for the good of those who love Him, who are being called according to His purpose.
Which version? King James?
No,
NIV. What is yours?
NIV.
What is yours?
New King James.
Okay.
So it says, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose.
In which is that version? Or there are only two versions here? That version? Now, whichever version you read, there is a word people keep leaving out, and it's in every version. The word for. The promise is not that things will work good. The things are they work for good. What does that tell you? Some things work so bad, you'll be surprised. But God will allow them to work bad so that they work for good. Now, an optimist doesn't believe for. He removes the word for. He wants things to work good. But I can tell you, in my short life, many things have worked badly. But later, years, normally it doesn't happen then. It is 5 years later, you are someone seated higher. You mean that's why that thing did not work? You can now see if it had worked the way you wanted, it will be a total mess. Do you remember that girlfriend who dropped you? Now you are married. Are you grateful she dropped you? Now you just wonder. You just wonder. If she had not dropped you, the mess would have been there. Am I communicating? Many things work bad for good. The one thing that verse promises you, it does not matter whether they work good or work bad, God will turn them round to finally be for your benefit. Am I communicating? You start seeing the way things are working, and you can give one example after another. And we don't have the time this evening to do that. Just to see how many things. So I have learned that even when I'm praying, I want to pray the Jesus way. After I have committed it, trusted it, I finally want to leave the last word to God. And that's how to be a realist. Why are you being a realist? To know you don't know enough. God knows better than you. And because you trust him to know better than you become a realist. You look at what is the benefits, you look at what are the challenges, and you tell God, I want your way. So you can see why I am saying, if you're an optimist, you are quoting the Bible wrongly. You need to come to where, finally, the last choice is given to God. Unfortunately, the well-held gospel preachers are optimists. They tell you, claim it and you possess it. Now, my friend, if you claim something God doesn't want to give you, he will not give you. He loves you too much to allow you to cut yourself. Am I communicating? So he will deprive you, not because he doesn't love you, but because he actually loves you. So I keep giving 3 reasons why I have a problem with the gospel. Number 1 is not biblical. I've just quoted Jesus to tell you it's not true that whatever you claim will necessarily happen because of what the things I've been talking about. So the first problem is it's not biblical. My second problem is that we don't have examples. You look through any biography you can read, and I know in this university you have many great men of God, isn't it? Every one of the biographies I've read, and I really enjoy reading biographies, something went wrong somewhere. In the great men of God. If you really want to have a summary, take the heroes. What is the book called that is full of stories of God's generals? And you see, because they are summarized, it's easy to finish them. Now, my friend, it's a total lie to give people impression. Whatever you desire, you get it. Because then you'll get a lot of trouble. You have the wrong things. That's my problem with the optimists, that they are not following the scriptures themselves. But I told you pessimists are worse. Because pessimists are people who do not trust God. Because if you trust God, even an impossible case, God can make it possible, isn't it? So why should you sit there thinking that all things will go wrong? It can't be true. That's why we become realists. Who is a realist? A person who trusts in God's ability to do things. So you look at all the things that will go well, can also look at all the things that can go bad, and in that analysis is able to trust God for whatever God gives. Am I communicating? That's what we mean by early arrest. I hope I'm clearer now. I may have failed to be clear on Tuesday. The final person was somewhere here.
Thank you, sir. It's always a joy to listen to you and draw from your rich experience. One of the questions I had has actually been answered. It was to do with the career and gifting.
And that we have sorted out.
But this one, well, what stands out so strong for me after the conversation is how you discover where you're called by looking at what you're angry at or what you think you should solve. That I really got it well. Thank you. Now, I have this question. How do you negotiate or have a smooth transition when you discover God has called you to do this, but what you're doing is not what God has called you to do? How do you
negotiate yourself to the next?
Yes, and smoothly transit to the next thing, considering the people you're around with? I remember back in the 80s when we were in high school and just studying on in Christianity. There was such a message, but it wasn't presented well as we learn today. And many people left school, others left jobs, and others actually destroyed their relationships. How does a married man, maybe like me, discover I'm not doing what God has called me to do and transit to what God wants me to do? Do I communicate to my family? How do we go about it so that this...
How do you pay school fees?
Yes.
Okay. Now that's now a hard question. That's now a hard question. Because for sure, once you discover you are not where you should be, it will be important that you move to where you should be. But I have the following recommendations. Number one, it will be important to spend time with mentors. Someone can ask you questions. And I say, a mentor is not another person. Can be your age mate. But it's important to have somebody. 3 qualifications come. In the area of the discussion, you must trust his ability and knowledge. That's why you can't have one mentor. Because we are not good in every area. So when you come to me, it must be an area I am good at. Number 2, that mentor I'm discussing has to be a person who believes in you. He is so happy, likes you, he would never want anything to go wrong. You can go to your uncle that he is to be your mentor, but he's already very jealous why the children of the sister are always passing. He will give you a wrong advice because he is not happy for you to succeed. Are we together? So for somebody to be a mentor, it may be somebody who over time really desires your good. So the advice. So he is good at the area you're discussing. He desires your good. But lastly, for him to be a mentor, he must not be instructive. He must be adversarial. Instructive is a person who tells you, hey, you must stop doing something. Next time he asks you, did you stop it? I will never mentor you again. That's not an advisor. Am I communicating? An advisor is very careful not to give instructions. He gives you facts on which you pray. And whatever decision you make, he respects. Because after all, you are the one whoever makes the bed is the one lying on it. If he makes a bad bed, he will suffer. Am I communicating? So that's why you cannot be instructional. I normally give 3 reasons why you should never be instructional as a mentor. Number 1 is the truth is, this guy is asking you about the future, but you have not lived in the past. The future is blank to both of you. So although he is coming to you, all he wants is what has happened before. But the circumstances cannot be exactly the same. So where did I get the audacity to talk about the future like it will be repeating the past? So that's why I will not be instructional. Because as I advise, I will tell you, I'm assuming the following. But I don't know whether the following will happen in the future. Second reason why I cannot be instructional is that when finally you make your decision, if the consequences are bad, they will not hurt me at all. It will not hurt me. It has nothing to do with me. Surely, how selfish could I be to be telling you into something I will not suffer the consequence? You know, I'm likely to put you into trouble because after all, it will not be my trouble. Since I know you'll be the one to suffer, I'll give you instructions, but I'll later change them and say, no. That's not right. These are advice. Go and think about it. Because finally, there may be consequences. If you are a realist, you will never advise somebody without anything has negative and positive consequence. So you must allow your mentee to understand the risks he is taking. Then he can make his decision. Finally, it's important to understand, even if I wanted to help you, I'm likely to die earlier than you. So, by the time you are suffering, I'll be in heaven enjoying. So it's important to understand anybody. And the older you become, the more tempted you are to instruct. But once you get those 3 facts, you start becoming sane as a mentor. So do not go to a mentor who is instructional, because your relationship will break. Because he will tell you something, then you investigate elsewhere, you will pray about it, then you'll discover, I know he means good, but this is not the real position. So you do the opposite. Will your friendship remain? No. Go to a person where you can do the opposite, and your friendship will still remain. Because he knows the final decision is yours. So I'm saying, before you move out, and that's why I've taken the time, I'm recommending to you, look for a mentor whom you can deal with. Number 2, I think it is important, if you are moving out, to understand there may be a period when you do something else in order to pay the bills as you prepare towards them. For example, you may need to train. So you may be doing a job that allows you to pay the bills for school, but that's not what you finally are going to be in. It's a period of preparation. So it is important you don't just hear, hiya, I'm in the wrong place, and you jump out. You still have to pay your bills. Am I communicating? It's somebody called William Carey, who is regarded as the father of modern mission work. He is said, when he felt the call of God, he wanted to go out. Then mission bodies then would never send somebody who has no degree. So sometimes we think that missionaries were useless people. Mission bodies required you to have a degree. So the guy was making shoes, mending shoes. So you'd be asked, I thought you told us you have a call. Yes, I'm mending shoes to pay the bills for evangelism. My call is evangelism, but since that's not where I'll be mending shoes in order to go for. And finally, he finished a degree and was sent to India and became a very successful missionary in India. So you need to understand there may be time for you to pay bills, preparing to go where God is sending you. So you don't just jump out. Thirdly, as a way of helping you to transit in the place, you must consult and prepare everybody. Like if you are married, when God does not seem to have talked to Sarah, he talked to Abraham, told him to go. Where? Wherever I'll show you. My friend, if he is going to go, he must go with the wife. Am I communicating? Otherwise, divorce is not in the scriptures. Am I communicating? So it's important that you give your wife time to go through the shock. Am I communicating? And then pray that God will talk to her. So that you will not go because you are going, she will go because she also has heard the voice of God. Am I communicating? And that might take time. Now, I'll not ask for another question because our time is up. But I hope that helps. Does it? Yes. Yeah, if you want to see me personally, you can see me, but let's allow the meeting to end.